You know, he was a great cricketer, excuse me, and a great personality. But G.R.D. Tata, you mentioned one name. I mean, who am I and who is G.R.D. Tata? But he took a liking to me because I was a pilot. I was a qualified pilot as well. That was one of my, I might have gone into professions, in the flying profession, but a little thing called cricket got in the way. So that's how I was offered professional contracts in England and all that. So I went there.
We're happy that India didn't lose you to fly a plane.
But GRD, when I scored 100 against England at the Brabant Stadium, that was the last test match played at the Brabant Stadium, I think, official test match. GRD used to wear a white safari suit. And he came down, I could see him coming down the steps. And before I entered the pavilion, before I came back in the pavilion, he came literally on the ground and gave me a big hug. And I'm saying, Siddhartha, I'm sweating. I was sweating profusely, you know, and his safari suit and all that. Anyway, he leads me in the dressing room. I'm dying for a glass of water. You know, all the boys well played and all that. And a glass of water above everyone's heads. And it's GRD bringing the glass of water. I said, sir, please don't.
The humility.
Then I'm sitting down there with a wet towel on my head, and I felt someone take out my buckles. Those days, we used to have buckles. Aajkal to sala velcro hai na, paisa hai na. We used to have buckles. Nothing, who's taking out my buckle? GRD Tatas. Oh. I said, Jay, I used to call him Jay, you know, please don't embarrass me, you know. He said, okay, lunch at Bombay House after the test. Such a great man he was. You know, and I was privileged. Same with Dhirubhai Ambani. We used to open invitation to have vegetarian thali with him in Maker Chambers somewhere, you know. Door was always open to me. And then we used to go to Oberoi Health Club and all that. So I mean, some wonderful, wonderful memories of Mumbai. You know, with the Sunawala families and all that. We're very, very close. You know, Jamshed, Fardun, Rusi, Sodi, and all the families. His mum used to go and put sukkar, you know, prayers, whenever I used to go to bat. Thank God I didn't cost so much for sukkars because I came back very quickly, you know. But, and his mum always told me the story. Piroja, lovely lady. She went to Italy for the first time. You know, I mean, she must have been, what, 70, 80 odd. And she had the bottom pinched. So some Italian came like that and he pinched the bottom. She took out a chappal and bloody ran after him. I said, Piroja, that was a compliment with the pinch your bottom in Italy. I said, you've got a sexy bottom.
Can't argue with that one.
Yeah. And Freddie Sidwada, we've had such lovely times in Dubai together with his family. I hope Freddie is feeling better, Freddie, because she's poor thing, and Dr. Keki Turel has been doing an amazing job on her. Thank you, Keki, because Freddie is such a dear friend of mine.
So also, if you could, you've been the first person to ever play county cricket. And it's first Indian in that sense.
Yeah. I was invited, very first Indian to play professional county cricket. There were a lot of people like Polly Umriga, Ramchand, Gupte, great players. They played in Lancashire leagues, you know, and the Lancashire leagues were really flourishing because of our top Indian players. But John Arlott, have you heard of John Arlott? Those who are old enough. And he plied me with Beaujolais and convinced me that I should play for Hampshire in county cricket, where Mark Marshall, Barry Richards, and all, Gordon Greenidge and all played later. And he said, you'll be very popular here for playing county cricket. So I just took it in my stride. Then Somerset was the second county offered me. Then Don Kenyon of Worcestershire heard. And Lancashire was the last county. At Lancashire, we played at a game, not at Old Trafford, but a place called Southport, where the Lips Academy, you know, comes. And the railway lines are quite, not too far there. And I kept on hitting this Lancashire opening bowler for about 7 or 8 sixes. Till somebody pointed out at tea time that that's the great Brian Statham bowling. You know, we in India are taught to be humble, to respect older cricketers. I almost felt like apologizing to him. You know, the great Brian Statham, and I'm smashing him all over the place. But Lancashire must have been impressed, and they gave me they offered me a contract. Myself and Gary Sobers were the two invited by Lancashire. Gary Sobers first, and me to qualify for a year, playing for a club called Haslington in the Lancashire League. But Sobers and Lancashire couldn't agree to terms because he wanted Lancashire to pay off his betting debts. He was a huge gambler. You know, Godas weren't going too well. Godas were running like Gaddas, I think. So I mean, so he went to Nottinghamshire. So I got the opportunity to come as a special registration, and I recommended a guy called Clive Lloyd. You heard of Clive Lloyd?
Oh yes, oh yes.
Yeah. And Clive Lloyd was my roommate for the next 10 years. And the only man to give me an inferiority complex.
And we wonder why.
Especially when he came out of the showers. I mean,
so well endowed.
The guy wasn't human, believe me. I felt like I was in Victoria Gardens. I used to come out of the shower and say, cover the bloody thing up. Freddie Truman, you heard of Freddie Truman? He came in our room one day, you know, and I was just opened the door and saw Clive in the nutty. He said, not me, he said. If he had eyes, he'd attack a rat, he said. But I mean, one flick of the trunk.
But 10 years, it turned to a really blossomed friendship. I mean,
Of course, yeah, sure. We still keep in touch. We are both sort of, pardon me saying, we're both legends of Lancashire. Lancashire initially had 5 all-time Lancashire players as legends. We are both lifetime vice presidents. And which is a great honor. And to have a stand named after you and a suite at the Hilton Hotel. My wife and I stayed there. The ladies that I've kissed are still standing around. So. Always have fun, believe in fun. Sorry, I can't even see friends sitting behind, but so lovely to see so many friends, so many acquaintances, you know, Baman, Dilip, of course, coming on with me, Manali. KP, where's KP? Kumi. It's Freddie Silva. Jimmy and I actually stayed in the same house, same apartment. Thank God we didn't sleep on the same bed. Jimmy, I don't quite fancy. But I mean, it's what a coincidence that is. You know, there was no room for me in the bedroom, so I used to sleep on the balcony. You know, and those were the days. Sorry, come on, you got your mic on now.
Firstly, you know, getting the Lifetime Achievement Award for a Padam Shri, so many matches, the first person to play county, like a century in 46 balls. I mean, the list goes on. And I'm so excited about this evening. I'm so happy to have this honor, to be able to be the host to commemorate this occasion. So thank you, Farokh, and a big round of applause for this big Lifetime Achievement Award. So going with history and your legendary status, you're a heavy hitter and a very good opening batsman. So let's start straight with, who were the Miss Worlds in your life? Let's open with that. Since you're a good opener.
Well, let's say very Martha. Baiko is here, Baiko.
Oh my God. If I remember right, this has run you into trouble during giving some Hindi commentary, if I remember.
Yeah. Imagine asking Parsi to do Hindi commentary. I was doing a thing with Kapil Dev at Lord's when it was raining. And 83 World Cup Burman was, you know. So we were chatting about it, and India were about to win, and Brian Johnston, who was the lead commentator for BBC Test Match Special, he said, would Mrs. Gandhi declare a public holiday tomorrow? I said, funny you should say so. She's an avid Test Match Special listener, as if Mrs. Gandhi has a time to listen to cricket. And I said, yeah, no doubt she will declare a public holiday, you know, if India win. We literally within 10-15 minutes we got a call through BBC headquarters onto Lord's Cricket Ground in the commentator's box that Mrs. Gandhi has heard your comments and declared a public holiday. So I was telling Kapil that, and then Hindi mein commentary kar. I said, "Meri to phad gayi."
This is on national, no international television.
I didn't say kya phad gayi. You know, meri to phad gayi. And Kapil going like, yaar. I said, what a Parsi? This is like good morning. Have a cup of tea or something. So that was the end of my Hindi commentary days. Because people pulled the plug and said, Gali deta yaar. I mean, we Parsis don't sudara actually.
Also, if you could throw some light on the early days where there's a friend of yours in school who shared a bench with.
Oh gosh.
And that made you, in a way, discover your wicket-keeping talent.
Let me take over.
So please.
Went to Don Bosco High School, the other Parsi colony near the school. And my benchmate from kindergarten till almost 10th standard was none other than Shashi Kapoor. You heard Shashi Kapoor?
Yeah. Yes.
Actor Lane, whistle marker used to come around, used to go together. And we had a French teacher called Mr. Lobo, who used to throw those heavy wooden dusters. He should have been a cover point for India because he never missed a stunt. He was absolutely terrific. Anyone talking, Shashi and I gappa marte on the last bench. And suddenly from the corner of my eye, I see this duster whizzing right towards Shashi's face. I swear, that was my first slip catch I've ever taken. Inches from his face. I said, Tara tera ko daku ka role milta tha. The duster hit you.
That is beautiful. But through your school life and as to why you ended up in Poddar of all the colleges, I mean, you were really faring well at the time.
Well, doing my SSC exam, naturally you're worried about the results. I was never a brilliant student. I mean, there are so many doctors and so many eminent people here tonight, that Jimmy has very kindly invited. By the way, Jimmy, thank you from the bottom of my heart that you have honored me like this. It's beyond belief. This appears to be a bigger function than the actual Life Achievement Award in Hyderabad. But anyway, thank you so much, Jimmy, and all your family. And so, where was I?
So
was at college. SSC exam kiya, average student. And I was approached by this Professor Chandrakar. I said, can I meet you for a coffee or something? I said, yeah. So what the professor wants to meet me for? He said, I'm responsible for cricket in Poddar College. And I want to have a good team there. I want you to come and sort of sow the seeds. We've got a good coach and we had Patil those days and all that. And I was wondering that I haven't even passed my SSC exams yet. You're talking about college. He said, how will we fare in your exams? I said, I'm an average student. Any subject you're worried in? I said, forget any subject. If you give me your word, you'll join Poddar College, I'll make sure you pass your SSC exams. I said, Coach, absolutely. All my friends, I'm okay, boys. I know my result. As in, I passed with about 50% or something like that, which is nothing. Punes get these days, 50%. But I gave him my word, and I joined Poddar College. Poddar wasn't a glamorous college those days. All the pretty girls went to Sydenham College and Xavier's College and all, Elphinstone College and all that. But kya bawa phas gaya yaar. Zaban de di thi. I gave my word, but it was a wonderful college just down the road. And then I was telling my wife driving here, we passed Xavier's College, Elphinstone College. But these were the fancy colleges that were winning all the trophies before. And then came Ruya College, Poddar College, and Dilip Venksagar. Dilip was in Poddar, no? Absolutely fantastic.
Sanjay Mandrikar.
Give Dilip Venksagar a big, big, big hand. And his lovely, lovely wife, Manali. They were my dearest, dearest friends. And I possibly wouldn't be here had it not been for Dilip. Because he's in the Apex Council, and I think he's, I don't think but politics is such a thing over here. They forgot Manchester rehta hai, to jana tha usko thandi mein. But thank you, Dilip, again, publicly. That I've always said it. And KP, nice to see you, KP. We've got Kevin Peterson in the crowd here. KP, stand up and give them a. Now, I'm not going to say why we call you KP. Because the lips given you that name. You want to say it? Are you sure?
Go for it. Go for it. You have permission.
The-
He's
What?
requesting at least please tell his real name also after the
You
incident.
know, when Parsis first came through Gujarat, you know, there was a lot of mixtures between Aryans and the local Dobras, or what do you call, and some people a little darker than others. You know. But KP, we call him, KP means Kala Parsi. But let me tell you one thing. We love him dearly. He's one of our dearest friends, and he's Manali's brother, aren't you? You put Balev on him, and he gives you 10,000 rupees every time. More, I hope so. You deserve more. No, but KP and Kumi have been such dear friends, and lovely to see you. KP, I've exposed the truth. But whenever he answers the phone also, when I call him, hi KP here. Yes.
Tell his actual
And Kumi Daruwala. And KP, from this moment, I'm not going to call you KP. I'm going to call you KP darling.
There's no getting out of this.
No, lovely to see you. Sorry.
So, in your early days, very few people can, boast of such mentorship. And whether you had your inspiration from Polly Umrigar sir, Nari Contractor sir, and the great J.R.D. Tata himself, if you could please, just talk us through
Yes.
how that impacted your life at the early stage.
Well,
early days.
Polly Umrigar was certainly someone I looked up to very much. Whenever he came and played at the other Parsi Colony Sporting Club, and I looked up to her, and I admired the great man.